Well, hello all y'all. Well, it's time to go ahead and review the new Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. Alright, well, as y'all can see, Optimus Prime is a pink convertible. And he is, of course, a Mazda MX-5 Miata. A pink one. In all seriousness, no. I can't do that as good as Robot Adventures could, so I'm just going to drop the act and just go on with the review as normal. He is a bad-looking Peterbilt. Yeah, Peterbilt. Got the flame paint job like he did in the first movie. In fact, let's just get the original one out here next to it. They are... The wheelbase on this one is just a hair longer. The trucks themselves, however, are just about exactly the same size. Same length. I will say this makes for a more convincing truck. They don't have the silver hinges in the hood. That's nice and flat. Let me think. The back is the biggest improvement. Rather than having the gun right there and the split sleeper, this has a nice little headache rack in the rear, a nice, very well finished sleeper on it, and really, except for a few nitpicks, which I'm about to get into right now, I would say this is definitely the better looking of the two. The biggest nitpick I have is in here, his mech alive junk in here. You have all kinds of gears and stuff in there. Whereas this one, you know, he had the dark blue tinted. That is probably the only area where I would say this one beats him is in just this small area around the cab. That I like this better, just because they added a bunch of detail on here. Like this one has the mirrors molded into the doors. This one has no mirrors, but this one, just the clear mirrors look weird. The gears look weird. This one right here, the windshield wipers aren't painted. You know, it's just, they went a long way in upgrading the mold, but the detailing on it, the paint, is leaving it lacking a little bit. Overall, though, I would still say this is probably the stronger of the two. Only real thing else is missing is the original had rubber tires. This one has just plastic. And just to tick off everybody that got ticked off for whatever reason because I said I like this one better than this one, I will say that I actually like this one better than the original movie Voyager, which this one's getting a repaint also, but it's the same thing with worse colors and weird graffiti stuff all over it. So I'm just going to pass on this one's repaint, which I think might be like the 4th repaint it's had. Yes, this one, the original, this one right here is the RoboVision, the original. Then they had the, what do they call it? The one that was supposed to have been his original color scheme. Deep Strike or First Strike Optimus. And then now the new Voyager, which it doesn't look appealing. Oh, and also there was a third one, the Battle for Mission City Optimus. So this thing has been repainted 5 times. Let's see how many times this one gets repainted. But anyway, let's go ahead and get these guys out the way and start with the transformation, which of course this thing is packaged in robot mode. I will attempt to transform this back into vehicle mode, but it is mind-numbingly aggravating to transform. So anyway, what we're going to do to go ahead and start the transformation on this guy is just come here behind the headlights and just push this forward, and it's going to kind of disconnect everything from disconnect the grill from the front of the truck. Then you're going to come down here with the tires and kind of wiggle that loose, and eventually the whole thing will kind of dismount, and the whole bottom can swing down right here and just get out of the way of itself, hopefully. What you're going to do next is take the front wheels and just swing these up and around, and take the fenders and rotate them down like that. Next thing that you're going to do with this is, let's go ahead and split the legs now. Just get that over with. The next thing you're going to do, this guy's a handful, I'll just tell you all that now. Right here, behind the grill, these sections right here are going to split in half and go down to the sides. The next thing that's going to happen is the grill is going to fold up into that space that just opened up when you did that. This, on the back side, like right here you got this, then on the back side you got a peg that's going to go in between these two little things right here, and just, it's kind of hard, but it's going to snap into place very securely. And I just like to point these out right here. The ankles are probably the largest ball joints I've ever seen on a transformer. And all this is just going to peg into the sides of the legs, and more or less at this point the legs are done. They have no more transformification in to do except at the hip, turning down like that to where you'd be standing. Let's see now, what do I want to do next on this guy? Let's go ahead and get the sleeper out of the way. What you're going to do is come, grab the fuel tanks, and just pull them out to the sides. Switchblade knife grill thing out of arm. Like I say, just pull this out to the side, rotate this up and back to where it's covering up the headache rack in the rear. Then these right here, this is going to take and extend, like, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but let's see if see this joint right here? If I can show better on this side. You see how it just kind of drops away? Then it's going to fold in on itself and rotate this up and around at the same time. And right here, right there, if you can see it, there is a square hole that's going to go onto this rectangular peg. And takes a little bit of finesse to get on. It's actually on mine, I've already got stress fractures on it, but I don't think it's in an area that's actually going to break. Okay, so now we got this in this position right here. It's supposed to look like that from the rear, and there is a lot of stuff moving around back here to get it to where the back end looks like this. Next thing you're going to do is, I'm not sure what the instructions say to do with these, but the rear fenders, just kind of take and snap them in half like that, collapse them in over themselves, and I like to rotate them around to where it kind of works its way into the backpack like that, rather than just hanging down. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's correct or not, and like usual, and in all Joshness, I don't really care if it's correct. So I'm teaching y'all possibly wrong. The next thing you're going to do is, you got the back section with the fifth wheel right here. If the fifth wheel is going to peg into this on the bottom, and whenever you do that, excuse me. Before we can peg the legs in, we've got to take and move the arms around because the arms are blocking the access for the hips. Oops. So what you're going to do is, all this stuff from me messing with it is pretty much freed up anyway. But you're going to take these the air filters right here, pull them out to the side, and that will let you take and rotate them up and kind of out of the way for you to be able to flip these open. And once you flip these open, then you can pick up Optimus Prime. No, you can pick up the windshield, and once you pick up the windshield, then you can flip this out to the side. And we're just going to stop right there and get all this situated with the legs like I was trying to do earlier. And whenever you peg that in, it does that great, wonderful, memorable sound. So now, yeah, this guy is looking pretty splendiferous right now. See, I've lost place of where I am in the transformation. Okay, we're going to peg all this stuff down, kind of just, and I say peg. Oh, wait, you know what? Apparently, this stuff is supposed to be flipped up, because I just noticed there's a peg hole right here, and there's a peg right here on the backpack. So yeah, okay, I was right. That does go right there, and that pegs in. So, you know, if you read instruction manuals, there's a lot less trial and error like this going on. But anyway, next thing we're going to do, hopefully, I think, is we're going to take the arms right here, and it's on this weird, like, triple joint. It's going to come out to the side like this, rotating up. Then you're going to take and pull this little double joint right here forward and straighten it out. Then you're going to keep coming up to where it pegs in on the side. Then the arm, that little double joint, is going to come around and collapse in on itself like that. And this silver bit flips up, and that rotates around. You do the hokey pokey, and you shake it all about. No, that's right. You put your left arm in, you put your... Oh, shoot, I'm losing my mind. Okay, anyway. Some sort of way, the hokey pokey is what it's all about. And he is Optimus Prime. And do the same thing on this side, slightly faster, because I'm not trying to explain it at the time. Flipped that up. Okay, that undid. Do that. Get this underneath here. This is a part that I messed up on and couldn't figure out why his Mech Alive gimmick couldn't work. Underneath the cab sections right here, there's this little blue piece that's meant to look like the side of the door. That needs to be flipped out like that. If you don't do it, it will go into place with those in place where they were before. But if they're in down, the Mech Alive gimmick will not work. So what we're going to do is going to go ahead and... Shut up. You're going to go ahead and move his head up and around and back like that. Then, there is no elegant way of doing this. The down here next to the fake headlights, right here, there's a small peg that's going to go into this channel next to the rib cage. And it's kind of a situation, if it don't fit, force it, because it don't fit. It, over time, mine has gotten looser to where it goes in more easily. And then, once you get all this in place, what you're going to do is, right here, on the where all the cab section hinges off of, there's a peg on his shoulder. Just peg that together right there. Stand up his smokestacks, and except for the panels on the hood, he is transformed. You're just going to move them out to the side, collapse them, and I like to put them on the back of the arm. I think is where they belong. And you might notice his blades are out right now. Let me see here. Get this guy standing. So you got him standing here. This one's fatal flaw, is these blades right here, to me. If you have them stowed, there's very little you can do with his arms except have them bent at the elbows just like that. They're so long that they hit on everything if you try and get his arms into any kind of pose at all. Like, if you try to extend the arm, it's going to hit on these sections of the doors. If you take, and the only thing you can do is turn the elbows out, like right here, his elbows hinge like that, and that is a very unnatural looking position. I mean, very unnatural. I mean, you can't even get your arm into that position naturally. So what you end up with is having to take and bend the elbow like that and always be posed like that, which I guess actually isn't terrible, unless you like to have your figures posed arms at side looking dead ahead all the time, which sometimes some figures that works for, but I don't know. I've seen some people just take the blades off. I'm not sure that I'm ready to do that, because rather than taking them off, I'd rather just display them out all the time. I would like to say this at this point. We're done with the transformation. This is one great looking figure. I mean, it is just nice. I mean, I really didn't expect it to blow away the original movie Prime as much as it did. In fact, let me just go ahead and transform him off camera real quick. And appearances are kind of deceiving, because especially if you separate them, this guy looks like he's very, very tall. I mean, huge tall. But you get this one next to him and you realize he's only actually at the head half a head taller. This right here, all the panels on the back add a lot of visual height to him. But just looking at them, from different angles, the gas tanks are at the correct V configuration, like on the animation model. I really do think these right here should be a little bit shorter, though. The sleeper section and the exhaust. There's only really one area, well, two areas. Well, they're both on the same body part, so I'll just say one area. The arms on this one are somewhat lacking compared to this one. This one right here has a double elbow, so he can come back and just about touch his shoulder if you want to get him in that pose. This one right here only has a single 90-degree joint in the elbow. Also, you might remember the original movie had individual posable, just like the Masterpiece level hands. And the new one only has solid hands. It's not, the hands aren't posable whatsoever. They can rotate, which these hands can't rotate, but I'd much rather have moving fingers and thumbs than a wrist that can do that. Just personal preference. But this guy is just so thin looking and spread out that, I mean, you wouldn't think that something that transformed, well, what is he, like 38, 40 feet tall in the movie supposedly? This actually looks extremely athletic looking. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Compared to like this one that just looks like a walking tank. This right here, you could see this one bouncing from building to building, doing all the stuff that he did in the movie, where this one, like I said, looks kind of lumbering. And just to tick everyone off. And just to tick everybody off, here he is next to the Voyager Prime, which I said was the best Prime of the original. But I said this was better than the other one. It was more posable, more accurate. And out of these two, I would have to say that finally the leader class has passed up the Voyager. I would say it's better than the Voyager mold from the original. That said, they have almost identical posability, except for this one has the ball joints in the elbows. Ankles, dummy. And he does not have the quadruple D backpack. That is the backpack of doom, despair, destruction, and death. So anyway, this is going to be a long review because I also said that I was going to try and transform this back, which I'll probably make this a separate video just for time reasons. If this video does not appear, I can't help you because possibly it broke down into a fit of swearing that I can't allow to appear on YouTube. So anyway, y'all have a good day. This guy is going to get a solid 10. If you only get one figure from the new Revenge of the Fallen line, get this one. It is worth it. Okay, transforming this guy back. Dear God. The first one, this one right here, was a nightmare in only one area, and that's getting the hood back together. This guy amplifies that to another level that has never... I mean, this guy's almost Masterpiece Megatron aggravating. Because at least Megatron, when you put something in the area where it was going, it went there. It just felt like you were going to break it all the time. This guy doesn't feel like he's going to break. He just feels like he's wanting to piss you off and not say, no, you want me to do this? Screw you, I ain't doing it. So, anyway, just kind of, I'm not even going to try and walk y'all through this. This is just, y'all sit back and be amused as I struggle, I think. I don't know, I transformed this guy back to truck mode about 2 days ago. So chances are I might actually do it somewhat decently. Please don't embarrass me, Mr. Prime. So anyway, first thing we're going to do, just because it's so aggravating, I'd like to get it knocked out early. Oh, and I forgot to show the Mecha Live gimmick in the review. This is it. You take this panel right here, flip it down, and it does this. And you can't even see these stupid gears move on camera, but that is so not worth having the tacky looking gears. I'd rather just have nice tinted glass and a nice, you know, good look rather than this tacky clear stuff with the gears that are, like I said, they move. The one over here in the corner moves a quarter turn, and that's the one that appears to move the most. The rest of them, like this one right here, hardly rotates at all. It does like, and that's it. At least the one closest to the middle is just a, and that's it. I mean, for me, that's not much payoff for having an ugly front window. So anyway, getting back into the transformation. We're going to go ahead and just pop all this loose now just to get it over with, because the arms trying to make the oh Josh, trying to make the hood is the most aggravating thing on this one as well. But it's like aggravating in ways that, you know, plastic toys should not be aggravating in. Because, I mean, I sat on the toilet the other day transforming this thing. And I have never sat on a toilet long enough for my legs to fall asleep. But this guy did it. Trying to get the hood to go back into where it needs to be. And I'm sorry for anyone who's offended by the mental image of me sitting on a commode messing with this guy. By the way, this one's for sale. Even got, you know, I didn't wash my hands or nothing. No, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. Yeah. Now go ahead and pop the hips loose, just so you can get this into its proper position. And this is like robot origami. right here. I'm just going to show you what this is supposed to look like from underneath at this point. You want to get Optimus Prime situated to where these silver dealies are right here and the blades are positioned like that. But before you do that, you want to have the blades stowed. Even though they won't stay there, you still want to at least try and start with them stowed. They're going to end up triggering because all it takes is a small bump for it to get out of position. But they got to be right there for it to transform. So then you got that right there. Then you're going to take the head and come down like this. And the head has to be in one specific position, and that is with this touching his rib cage, but his head tilted as far back as it can go. That's the only way it'll store inside of here. Next thing you're going to do, go ahead and these little blue dealies, push them up to stow them underneath the cabin. And then right here, there's some holes that this right here, this front part of the firewall, is going to go into right there. And this, like I said, I can't really show you all this as I'm doing it, but there are some alignment tabs on the windshield right here, but nothing to actually peg the cab halves together and hold them while you're trying to get them into the position they need to be in whenever you're doing this. And the arms don't peg together all that well, so it's very much a situation of you got to hold your mouth right as you're doing this, because everything just barely fits together, and none of it holds together. It just, until you get the last thing in place on this, nothing is secure. Now the cab came apart again, coming across the top with the hood. The hood, something's not fitting. Something's not fitting. It's going, it's going, it's going. Is it going to go? No, something is stopping it. That came undone. Again, the cab. Okay. Ooh, something felt good that time. Oh no, it came undone again. Really and honestly, I'd rather transform Megatron, the Masterpiece Megatron, than transform this right now. Not because, like I said, this feels like it's going to break, but more because it feels like it's going to break me. Let's double check the head. Yes, we know you are. Okay, the head I think was turned just a little bit. That might have been messing me up. This really is like, I've never finished a Rubik's Cube, but to me it feels like a Rubik's Cube would probably be something like this, you know, just like, you know, you don't actually have to sit here and do it, but for some reason you're compelled to try and figure out just what is that's like not working and keeping you from getting the results you want. But to me, this is not good toy design. Like the first one, at least. Now, I did say this one is better once you get it into its modes you want to put it in, but getting it between modes, well, not really between modes, just getting it from the robot to the truck mode is like Chinese water torture. We could like send these to Guantanamo Bay and tell the detainees there, hey, transform this. And they're like, oh no, do not make me do it. Maybe not to that level, but I'm just exaggerating like usual because, oh, something moved. Something moved that something's different. Let me see if it'll work now. I'd kill you for a candy, for a contact board. But Ahmed is the funniest thing I've found on YouTube in a long time. And then, as a bonus, I showed the Jeff Dunham video to my girlfriend Renee, and she's like, oh, that's the funniest thing ever. So now all I gotta do to make her laugh, I mean like a good side-splitting laugh, is talk like Ahmed for about 3 seconds, and she's just about to the point of tears. So, and I don't even think I do a very good Ahmed, but she likes it, so that's what counts, I guess. You bastard! Oh, is it in place? Is it? No, you trash. Really, though, this is seriously tedious, mind-alteringly rage-building. It's together. It's together. Oh, please stay together. Oh, please stay together. Oh, please stay together. Please stay. Please, 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 please. It's together. It's together. It's together. Ow! Yes. Why is the cab like that? The cab's not supposed to be like that. Dang it, don't make me take you apart. Where are you not working? Do not buy this for children under the age of smarter than me. They will hate you for buying this. Good God. Oh. And you will hate you because you'll be here fighting this, like, and then, like, assuming that you're not buying this for yourself, assuming you're actually buying this for a child, it'll be like, it'll start arguments between you and your spouse, and it's like, I can't believe, why'd you buy this? Because it's Optimus Prime, honey. It's like, he's the leader of the Autobots. Yes, but it's a terrible toy. Now little Jimmy feels like he's stupid for not being able to transform Optimus Prime. But honey, it's just a toy. No! What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Basically, unless you're as smart or smarter than me, probably smarter than me, I would just, you know, leave this guy in robot mode because the truck mode's cool and all. But, changing it back and forth, golly. It's like they went out of their way to design this thing to not be easy to transform. They wanted to make it as movie accurate as they could, which is a commendable thing. But they lost sight of the fact that, you know, if it takes you a half hour to transform something, it's not very fun. It's like, imagine, I like to picture Optimus Prime on screen trying to transform for a half hour. Nope, that ain't right. Let me adjust this. Oh, this ain't right. So in that respect, maybe the first Optimus Prime is better than this one. I mean, at least you can transform him in, you know, under 5 minutes. Oh. Ooh, this is looking good. It's looking promising. Oh, so now we're going to flip all this to the back. Like that. Going to unfold all the feet so that we can take and fold all this underneath. And this is, like that right there was annoying. But whenever I go to put all this together, you know, I'm going to do my best not to drop no F-bombs on y'all or nothing, but it was getting colorful in there in the bathroom the other day trying to transform this guy. SpongeBob hemp pants. Who's obnoxious sticky? Sticky. So to everybody lately, I've been getting a flood of people saying I live in my mother's basement again. I just would love to know where that comes from. But anyway, yeah, I don't. And to the guy who's 22 that makes like $120,000 a year, more power to you. I don't care what you make. Because I mean, I could say that I like make $600,000 a year. And if there's no way that I can back it up, you know, what's the point of going to someone's video and like bragging about, yeah, well, I think you live in your mama's basement and I make blah, 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 blah amount of money a year. And I'm like, well, good for you, Junior. Now go tell somebody who cares. I went to Oxford. Okay, go change your tire. What? That's what the butler is for. The very idea of me sullying my hands upon a tire. It amazes me, whenever I used to work at AutoZone, the people that couldn't do anything on their vehicles. This one time, they had this woman come in and sent like a 6-year-old child in the store to get a gallon of antifreeze. So we sold a 6-year-old child a gallon of antifreeze, who then went out to the car. The mama popped the hood, you know, the 6-year-old, I'm saying 6 or 8, somewhere in there, and proceeded to pour a gallon of antifreeze into the oil, into the valve cover. So that was fun. I enjoyed that immensely. Because it's like, I don't know. I still smile when I think about that. Ooh, this is looking close to being done. Something ain't right here. Okay, that right there looks like it's supposed to go inside. I don't know, it's... That and homeschool kids sometimes kill me, because, like, I don't know. I have one relative that's homeschooled and talks to adults like he's an adult and that we should value his opinion when he's, like, 8. And... yeah, there's certain things, but don't talk to an adult like you are something special just because you, like, get to go to school in your pajamas, alright? Oh, anyway. I think it's done. And how long did it take me? 20 minutes, I think, to transform, give or take. Actually, it's not rolling flat. Something ain't right. Something clicked. I don't know where. Yeah, it's good enough. So anyway, this has been a Biker Trash video. Y'all have a good day.